starting this team? Like, what does that mean to you, I guess, to get that chance against one of the best teams in the world?
Yeah, obviously massive opportunity for myself and the team to start the year on a good note. Irish, they're a class side, pretty mature outfit. They've been a connected group for a few years now, so we'll have to be in best shape on Saturday.
I've got to ask you about the eye. Like, is that training? Like, I mean, it's awesome. The guys are ripping in and giving it their all at training, isn't that? Must set the tone for the game on the weekend.
Yeah, we had a big week's prep, so just a straight elbow in a ruck, nothing too sinister.
In terms of hookers in world rugby, like Dan Sheens would be up there in terms of that. Ramsey, someone that you've mould your game off. Do you look at what do you sort of see at his game that makes him so dominant?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've watched a fair bit of him in preview of this game, more so. But yeah, he's obviously a class player with a serious resume. So yes, not so much someone I model my game off, but someone who's a pretty dominant hooker in world rugby at the moment. And yeah, it'll be a great challenge on Saturday.
Reds teammate Josh Cam gets his debut start. Someone who's gone through a bit of an injury run this year. Speak about his journey and what particularly he adds as not only a kind of line-out threat, but as potentially one of your main calls on the weekend.
Yeah, he's a very skillful, intelligent lock. We missed him big time in our red season when he got injured, but he came back, and the last few games of the season he was very dominant. So yeah, he's in great form for us, and I'm sure he'll perform on Saturday.
Bobby, the depth in the loose forwards in Australia, it's pretty deep. Tom Hooper coming off the bench, but that competition for places, how much does that kind of spur you on to be two-time John Eales medalist already, but to push you on even further?
Yeah, as Nas said, the week's been pretty intense. I think a lot of the boys are coming up with bruises and scratches. I think that's just the intensity that we have at training and the competition we have for spots. So, it's great to have depth in the back row, and I think as you said, Hoops is there, a few other boys as well. So, it's just good to have great competition week in, week out.
The Wallabies haven't beaten Ireland since 2018. It's been a fair while between drinks. You would have versed them a few times and obviously not come out on top. What do you need to do this weekend, I guess, to get the job done, and also how motivating is it to end that streak in front of a sold-out crowd?
Yeah, they're a class team. I think they're ranked third in the world, and I think for us it's probably just playing our game. I think every time we've played Ireland so far, we've played them over there, so it'll be good to play them in a packed house stadium in Sydney. So I think we're looking forward to it as a team, but I think we're mostly just focusing on ourselves, and I think if we can just do our job and our roles in our team, then we'll be able to come out on top. So, it'll be a tough game.
Josh, just set piece, hugely important. Last time the Wallabies played, then they're at 68% at the line out. How has that kind of part been working? Because Jez and Canham haven't played a whole lot together, but obviously Canham quite well. Mm-hmm. Big Irish pack, very skillful. How are you guys kind of feeling about that set piece battle then?
Yeah, obviously line-out's a massive part of the game now. It's the starter of plenty of our attack plays, and something we've been working really hard on. We had a hub a couple of weeks ago, which we were hammering the line out, and then nothing's changed in the last sort of week and a half we've been together. So a part of our game we've been really working hard on, and hopefully put us in good stead.
Well, obviously physicality, gain line, huge part of going up against an Irish side, which very much like the Wallabies play high phase count and really like to use the ball. How important is that job for you and the likes of Belly, who are the two main carriers in that pack and particularly recognised at test level? Yeah,
definitely important. I think if a team can get a gain line, you sort of put a team on the back foot and make it easy for the back. So, I think, within our squad, we've got a lot of ball carriers, and I think we've got skill within our forwards as well to use. So, and then on the defence side, I think, they have some big ball carriers and some big boys. So, we've been working on our defence. I think if we can nail that area in the game, then we'll go a long way to win the game.
And just on the bench, you got one of your Brumbies teammates, Lockie Shaw, coming off the bench. What does he kind of give that we might not see or hear from him, because we haven't had chat to him yet, but what can he deliver off the bench? Big moment for him. Yeah,
I think, as you guys was talking about just then, line-out I think is a great line-out option. he's quick off the ground and very light to lift. So look, I think he'll be looking forward to getting out there and debuting. So we got a lot of confidence in him to go out there and I guess just not putting any pressure on him or anything, but just for him to go out there and do his job. And he's very good at his job. So
talking about the intensity of the training sessions for either of you, is that anything to do with the way you finished last year or missing out on the Super Rugby semis? Is that part of that, you think?
Yeah, maybe. But I think there's a lot of competition as well for the spots. I think we got a lot of depth now within position, so boys are fighting it out through training, and I think as a Wallaby squad, we sort of said that it's going to be competitive at training, and that can only make the next person better for each other. So yeah.
Rob, I think coming off Super Rugby, your Brumbies coach Stephen Larkin mentioned there might have been over-reliance on using you as a carrier. Like I think your numbers were well in excess of everyone else in terms of that number. How do you change your approach from maybe something which is a bit more sort of high volume to trying to maximise your touches and impacts when you come to this setup?
Yeah, I guess probably throughout the Brumbies, I probably just had a mindset of carrying, and I guess probably here, I got a lot of ball carriers and a lot of boys with skill, so I think I'll just be trying to use them as well, with tips or within our skills, and
So his body after that period was like fresh now. Like how did you come off a season like that?
All right, yeah. I had a bit off. Had about 2 weeks or so, and just try to get my recovery in, and I guess refocus as well. So, I'm feeling pretty good. The physio have been looking after me here, so I got a lot of thanks to them for keeping me out on the pitch, and I guess just looking after the body.
Well, come back together as the Wallabies this year after last year, which was a kind of unusual one where really great stuff in the first half of the year, and then second half not so much, as far as the results. How has that been for the players? Like, what have you had to do to maintain the belief from the first half of the year, which seemed to be flying? What sort of things have been said, and have you had to watch tape from that period? Have you had to remind yourself? You know what I mean? Like flush the second half of the year.
Yeah, I think it was probably on our first day back where we saw clips of last year and the way that we were playing footy, and I guess they were showing us that that when we're able to play our footy, like we're able to beat quality sides, and I felt like we sort of flushed that last week or 2 weeks ago when we were in the hub. So I think boys are refreshed, and I think we're just really excited for this new concept of the Nation Championship, and but I guess we know it's week by week, and can't look too far ahead. But I think the vibes within the team are pretty high so far. So
I was going to say, do you think that belief is still there? Like after you've beaten the Lions, you must think, right, we can beat anyone.
Yeah.
And now you're coming up against Ireland. Everyone's sort of saying top team in the world is just the Wallabies. Like, are you back to that point in your mind? Do you think that the team is in that frame of mind that this is achievable?
Yeah, definitely. I think as I said, like when we're able to play our game and and beat the Lions and beat a team like South Africa and South Africa, there's a lot of confidence within our team, and I think the belief's been there, and it's always been there. It's just a matter of putting it out on the field, and by the way that we prepared this week, it feels like we're going to play our game this week. So we're just hoping that we will play our game, I guess.
Can I just ask you as well, Joe's finishing up this month. You were there at the start when he took over. You were there before he took over.
Yep.
Just give us a sense of how things have changed for the team from through the Joe Schmidt era, I suppose. What things do you think have improved? How can we measure the Joe Schmidt impact?
Yeah, I would probably say as players, probably just through training. I think our habits and things that we've been trying to work on have changed a lot. And I don't know, I'd say probably our mindset as well going into games. I'd say probably when we first came in and he started training, he pulled us up a lot on things, and I think we were just trying to drive a lot of high standards, and I think now he's sort of not going into training too much or like pulling training up and pulling boys up too much. So I think as players we've probably grown a lot. We're doing good habits in the training and sort of transferring it to the field. So yeah, I think a lot has changed, and that's from Joe as well. So.
Josh, Ty Byrne had a lot of success poaching George's lineouts last year. How do you negate him?
I think just through calling options. We've got Josh Canham, who's leading our line out this year. He's as I said before, he's a bloody intelligent caller. He'll be able to manipulate defences in certain ways, and that comes through preview of what they've done previously in their defence, and just some that's part of the plan that we've put together. So whether it comes off on the weekend or not, we'll see. But we've got good confidence.